I wanted to introduce you to an artist named Kerri Ambrosino. She's a folk artist, and folk art is really the art of every day. When you take a look at this artwork, she's a Mexican artist that did a lot of really cool patterns and designs into her flowers. She's our inspiration for this assignment today. I hope you're inspired by her as much as I was. So as we get started making our own still life folk art project, I'd like to start beginning with the end in mind. I hope when you look at these examples, it might inspire you or remember the artwork that we just saw by artist Kerri Ambrosino. But the first thing I want you to do is grab some craft sticks and start placing on some designs with some marker. Any kind of pattern, any kind of design, and we're going to be using these craft sticks then to make up our table for the bottom of our project. Now that we've got our table done, let's go ahead and start moving into our vase. When you make a vase, fold your paper in half. On the fold line, please draw half of your vase. On this kind of paper, you can either decide that using the front or the back side to glue down to your project. I'd like you to check it over with Mrs. Foxen before you cut it, just so I can make sure that it's going to be done correctly. On to making the flowers. Now that we've got an opportunity to make our vase and our table, I've got a few materials placed around the room that you can use to make for our flowers. Some of our construction paper, some of them are foam or squishy type materials, and then I have a basket full of different kinds of flowers that you can use too. So placing these things aside, or these items aside, I wanted to teach you how you can make the punch for your flowers. So I've grabbed some circles. Notice that I'm turning the punch upside down. That ensures that I can see the size of the circle that I want to create. And so I just started using some of my supplies and materials and sped it up, because now that we know how to use the punches from our paper, just have some fun layering your pieces together and arranging them to a way that you like. Boy, making those flowers were a lot of fun. Let's go on into making some leaves. You'll notice I grabbed a stack of papers in a variety of colors that I can use to draw out some leaves. I'm going to cut that down so it's a little bit more manageable for my scissors to cut out. When I cut out these leaf shapes, instead of just grabbing one, by layering the papers, now I've got quite a few that I can use. With my layered pieces of paper, I'm going to add on some marker designs into my leaves to make them look like leaves. You'll notice, just like with the flowers, I'm placing them in an arrangement where I want, just to see how it looks, but I'm not gluing it yet. I kind of want to see what it's going to look like before I set it down permanently. Making designs onto the flowers were really fun. Using some of my markers, I'm adding on some different designs and patterns very similar to our artist Kerri Ambrosino. Any kinds of designs, sometimes just outlining them, adding on straight lines, bumpy, zigzag, or polka dot can make this project really cool. I love the way this looks so far, but this might take it up a little notch too. If you're interested in putting on any puffy paint, try it on a piece of scratch paper first, paper that you were just going to throw away. I like to make sure that the paint will come out without me squeezing it and spraying paint all over my project. So I always test it out on scratch paper first before I add on any patterns or designs into my project. So again, dot dot, not a lot. You won't need a lot of puffy paint. You can see how right now when adding the whites and the black, it just makes some of your items stand out a little bit more. It emphasizes some of your designs that you created. It looks like highlights onto your project. You don't need a ton of it, just a little.